Hello, in this video we will discuss about the peanut allergy. So the peanut is the food which that contain protein, carbs, fat and the specific allergens which that is allergic reaction will increase with a specific person. For example, the overeating also, but genetics and environmental and epigenetics. So this is the digestive system and person which that is eating the peanut, and this is the mouth, esophagus, stomach, liver, small intestine, large intestines and mucus. Large intestine and small intestine contain inside is the mucous membrane. So let's begin to understand the small intestine and when we will eat the peanut and what will be happen if we are the peanut allergy. So in this way, here is the enterocytes brush border cell, which that is the part of the small intestine, and in this way here is the enterocyte, remember, and this is the mucous membrane are present, which that is used for the barrier immunity like a skin. So the mucous membrane will not allow to enter the pathogen from the digestive system into the blood circulatory system. And here is the dendritic cell, which that is come from for the antigen processing and detection. And this is the sensory epithelium. The sensory epithelium will sense through adjuvant. Adjuvant is the helper for the detection of the allergen, and in this way this is the lumen. So this is the sensitization process we will discuss first, and this inside is the blood circulatory system. I am not drawing the whole picture of the blood circulatory system, but you can understand as well. So the causes is basically the overeating, genetics, environment and epigenetics. So basically you should need to understand some people will don't allergy, but some people can. So this is the adjuvant, which that is the helper for the detection. This is the peanut peptide. This sensory epithelium, which that is directly contact with the interaction between sensing and immune system. So in this way the neuron, which that will be directly contact to a neurotransmitter to the dendritic cell for recruitment of the dendritic cell toward the enterocyte site. So in this way the dendritic cell, which that is helped with the adjuvant binding and this recruitment toward the for detection of antigen as a peanut. So in this way here you can see after the dendritic cell will recognize the antigen and engulf the antigen is known as endocytosis, and after this the dendritic cell will go to the thymus gland and lymph node, the lymphatic system, and this is the processing will lead to produce the MSC class 2 molecule as well as CD86 and CD80. And in this way the T cell, which that is contains CD28 and CTLA4, and which that is basically the antigen are present, which that is recognition toward the T cell. After this T cell will recruit the other T cell and other B cell, and it will proliferate into the T helper 2 cell, and after this T helper 2 cell will produce the cytokines, the interleukin 4, 5, 13. These interleukin will recruit the naive B cell. After the naive B cell recognition through antigen via T helper 2 cell. After the T helper 2 cell, basically the naive B cell will proliferate with a specific antibody production, the immunoglobulin. So in this way the plasma cell and the B memory cell will produce. The B memory cell is used for the long term antibody production with a quick response. After the first exposure of the peanut, the next exposure will lead to cause allergy more. So in this way here is the plasma cell, which that will produce the IgE antibody. This is the peanut specific IgE. This peanut specific IgE is the basically is the specific for the peptide. And in this way here you can see this is basically will this antibody will bind with the Fc receptor via Fc portion of the antibody to the mast cell. But important to know that first of all we will discuss about the reaction. So what is the reaction? The antibody will also move toward the lumen in the mucous membrane. And after this mucous membrane, the luminal sensing of allergen through a sensory epithelium will also occur. So after the antibodies will bind with the sensory epithelium, so the sensory epithelium, the Fc portion with the Fc receptor of the antibody. After this here you can see this is the luminal sensing of allergen which that is bind within it, and in this way the cytokines will release from the sensory epithelium. So in this way the luminal sensing of allergen also occur in the of allergen through a detecting here is the neuron. This is the nerve, the direct neural activation will occur via a mast cell through production of neurotransmitter. So the luminal sensing of allergens. And in this way, after the binding with the antibody to the antigen, which they recognize, and in this way here is you can see the mast cell which that is directly through a possibility can be the peanut allergen will bind, and in this way you can see this the neurotransmitter release from the nerve, and after this neurotransmitter releasing to the activation of mast cell. Activation of mast cell will bind with the IgE with the Fc portion through a Fc receptor in the mast cell, and the pair of the immunoglobulin bind and to one antigen bind the peptide, the peanut peptide. After the binding in the blood circulatory system, it basically degranulation because it's the granulocyte, and degranulation will lead to produce the histamine, leukotriene, cytokines, and prostaglandin. This also the neurotransmitter which that will bind with the nerves will go into the nerve impulse through a depolarization of the nerves toward the central nervous system to activate the parasympathetic inhibition of the parasympathetic nervous system and the activation of sympathetic nervous system. So remember, not parasympathetic. So the food aversion and vomiting center will activate through a sympathetic nervous system fight and flight response, and the activation and inhibition of the parasympathetic nervous system and activation of the sympathetic nervous system. So that is correct. So in this way here is the T regulatory cell. Some people not have this function and some people can be, and it will inhibit the function of the T cell for proliferation into the T helper 2 cell, and the T regulatory cell will also inhibit the T helper 2 cell for the recognition of antigen. In this way, when recognition of antigen will not occur through T regulatory cell, regulate and inhibit this function will not cause the allergy. So here is the systemic symptom we will discuss first. So the airway obstruction, hives will be occur in the skin, arrhythmia, and low blood pressure. So that's cause the peanut allergy. While the local symptom can be vomiting due to the sympathetic nervous system activation, due to the mast cell degranulation, and the mast cell also produces histamine which that is the vasoconstrictor and will lead to airway obstruction, and the nausea, itching, and cramping, diarrhea, and swelling of the arm. So in this way the peanut allergy will work in this manner. So I hope you make sense about this. So please make sure to subscribe, like, and share, and comment below. Give the positive feedback. Thanks for watching. Bye.